Words cannot describe the blunder on this one, and I'm gonna try to keep this under wraps for a bit because I missed it initially, but you'll get a laugh out of this one.
On the range, where the wild winds blow, there was a dream in the making, a project to show. We'd count on the plans that were drawn up so fine, but little did we know it would all fall in line. Oh, the engineer's blunder, it brought us to tears.
This is an NAD 6300 cassette deck. Of course, we all know what NAD stands for, right? Nasty and distorted. The complaint on this one is he says one channel records louder than the other. This is a 3-head deck. So what we need to determine, first of all, is it a record problem or is it a play problem? Because it could be either. It could be a problem with the playback amplifiers, it could be the playback head that's out of alignment or wearing. Wouldn't be out of alignment. You'd hear that, but wearing. We're going to give the head an inspection first. And then I'm going to play a couple reference tapes. Now, that's my test recording tape. I have 2 reference tapes. These were recorded on different machines. They were on certified machines. They're calibrated. One was recorded on a 2-head Techniques, and the other was recorded on my JVC 3-head. Both of them are calibrated and certified, which I calibrated to an alignment tape, and I made these recordings, so I know that they are correct. If it's a playback problem and we see one side is different than the other, we'll try it on both tapes, and if we see the same type of results with both tapes recorded on 2 separate decks, then we know the problem is with this one. But before I do anything, I want to give that playback head a good inspection. So here's the transport. I'm just running my fingernail over to see if there's any edges, and I don't feel any. So I don't think the head has got excessive wear. If they're worn, you typically can see it, and you can catch your fingernail on an edge, which I'm not detecting any excessive wear, and I don't see any excessive wear. And if we look and get the camera zoomed in there, I know it's hard because they're shiny, but looking at it, it does not look to be a problem. Let's check the playback out with the tone tape. They should be the same, right? We should have equal volume on the left and right channel because they were recorded at the same level. So first is the first tape. Oops, that's pretty loud. And as you can see, this is a normal tape, so I have to select normal. If we look at the levels, we'll see that, well, obviously the right channel is lower than the left. We're going to stop it. We'll switch it over and do the 440 hertz side. And again, the right channel is substantially lower than the left. So let's try the other tape. I think we have a playback issue on this, not a record issue. He thought it was a record level. He said the record level is low, but I think it's actually playback. Well, I know it's playback. I can tell that right now because, well, my test tape is playing lower. This is another tape made on a different machine, and again, the same thing. The right channel is lower than the left channel. And if we look at the other side, same thing. Quite the difference. So, we have a playback problem on this machine, not a record problem. So let's tackle that. We'll check the levels, check the gain, because there'll be separate amplifiers in here. Check the gain on playback and see whether we can get those levels the same, and then we'll try a test recording. And I think we'll find that the levels will come back correct once we calibrate playback. So first things first, let's rip the top off it. Since this thing's got a bunch of screws in it, we're going to use the screw gun. Of course, I called it that because, well, it looks like a gun. But if I do this, now it's a cordless screwdriver. You see, there's 2 ways of looking at it. You can have a cordless screwdriver, or you can have a screw gun. That's the cordless screwdriver side. We'll just turn it back into a gun. Easier to work. The adjustments. SVR003 is your left channel. SVR004 is your right channel playback. And I know that because I looked it up in the service manual. That's the controls down here. These are your gain for playback. And there is a procedure to do it, but we don't do procedures here. We'll just adjust it ever so slightly and see if we can bring the balance up on the tape. So right now we're, as you can see, a little bit down. This is the right channel adjustment. Just bring it up just a bit. So now they're the same. Now this is the quick way of doing it. There's a complicated way of doing it too. And we'll just try to balance it up just a bit here. Gather about the same. There we go. You know, the flutter does seem a bit high for a deck of this quality, but then hey, it's old, check right? Check the other tape as well. And then we'll do a recording and see how the recording works out. See, now we're exactly the same. We're at -5 on this other tape as well. And pretty much bang on. That's what we want. See, we got the same levels are the same. So now the playback levels are set. So next we'll make a test recording, and we're going to record tones. We're going to record tones. That's what we're going to record, and see that our tones come back the same as we record them. I'm looking at this tape deck and I thought something just doesn't quite look right. Do you guys see the problem here? I think there's a part that's missing. What do you guys think? Where's the pinch roller for the side over here? It's a dual capstan. There's a pinch roller. The entire pinch roller is missing. I hope I think the guy just bought this thing. I don't know. I think he bought it. Somebody sold him a cassette deck. They took one of the pinch rollers out. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I completely missed it. I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the head to see what the head was like. And then I looked and said, what the fuck? This got a pinch roller that's missing. Well, that might affect the... you think that might be what was affecting the level on playback? Yes. Absolutely. Incorrect tension. You know, on a regular cassette deck, a regular single capstan cassette deck, there's a bit of back tension on the supply side, just to give you tape tension. Plus you've got the pad. And this tape is not a good example because this tape is well worn, as you can see. But you've got the pressure pad. But on a 3-head deck, well, your 2 heads aren't exactly, like, the gap is not right over this pressure pad. You've got one gap here, one gap a little over there. So the pressure is never going to be 100%. That's why you use, especially on the 3-head decks, you use a dual capstan design. Even the single capstan decks, they'll typically have the erase head over here where the second capstan will be. This one here puts the erase head in this little slot right there, right? But you've always got some back tension. It has a brake, the back tension brake on the supply side, or they'll have a motor that's supplying a little bit of tension if it's a multi-motor design. They don't do that on the 3-head dual capstan decks because that second capstan is supposed to be there to provide you with the tape tension, and the tape tension is missing. This is going to be a real interesting. I'm going to crank this thing up to 3 kilohertz. Okay. I shudder to think of what what the wow and flutter is going to be. It's going to be horrendous. Yeah. I shut off the fan here. Oh yeah. Watch this. I probably just messed up that, buddy. I'll have to go set that back. But look at the levels. Okay, so my levels are okay. Right? Because I calibrated the playback, but if I wasn't expecting the tape tension to be wrong. If I just put a little bit of tension on there, you'll see that the right channel comes up. This is what I'm recording right now. The levels are, pretty much spot on, but yeah, it's the reason it's lower on one channel is because, well, there's parts missing. I'll have to tell the guy, hey man, I thought it was just an adjustment out, but you got parts missing from this thing. We're gonna have to try to find, or he's gonna have to try to find, I have no idea where to get a complete pinch roller assembly for something like this, but yeah, maybe I'll just I don't know, put my torque on there, and you see, when I put some torque on there by putting my finger on there, now the right level is a little bit higher. It was lower before. We can just bring that back down. I'll put it back the way it was. Okay, that's putting torque on there. If I release the torque, of course, the levels change a bit. But, oh well. This is what happens when you pay your money and you buy stuff off of eBay or worse, Facebook Marketplace, because there's no go back when you buy stuff off Facebook. At least if you buy something off eBay and somebody screws you around like this, you can file a chargeback and try to get your money back. If you buy something off of Facebook Marketplace and somebody screws you like this, good luck. I hope he didn't pay too much for it, you see? But if I just increase the tension slightly, that right channel comes right back up. So I'll have to break the news. You'll probably see the video. It's the same fellow that brought me the Betamax that I did the other day, the SL 2001. It's his deck. This is his tape deck. Yeah, I'll just have to let him know. Hey man, nice tape deck. It's missing a part. I'm missing a relatively critical part at that. Yeah, pinch roller. I mean, this one's probably worn as it is, but that's probably why someone took the pinch roller off. The pinch roller was worn. It was probably eating the tape. So, oh, well, we'll just remove the pinch roller, and now it won't eat the tape, and now we can sell it, and somebody will never ever figure that one out. Yeah, they'll never figure that. Nobody's ever going to look in there and see that the pinch roller is missing. Hell, I missed it initially because I wasn't expecting it. I was more concerned about what the head was like, and I didn't even think about looking for a missing pinch roller. I mean, come on, who steals pinch rollers? The guy that sold this probably took the pinch roller out, sold that for a premium, and then sold the deck. Who knows? Dog eat dog world out there anyway. I've gone as far as I'm going to go on this one. Interesting machine. This would have been a great machine had it not been missing parts. I like NAD devices. I've got an NAD amplifier. And, I know they're the butt of jokes. NAD, nasty and distorted. No, it's New Audio Dynamics. And we are a pretty good unit. I have a receiver that's got LED display for the frequency. And it sounds great. It's only 20 or 30 watts per channel, but it sounds really good. Anyway, that's all I can do on this one. We got missing parts, so I'm going to say thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.